Days before her wedding, Pramadvara stepped unknowingly upon a serpent and fell lifeless, leaving Ruru and the assembled sages in anguish. Adi Parva, Book 1, Chapter 8. Previously, cursed by Bhrigu for truthfully identifying the demon Puroma, Agni defends his sacred role as the mouth of both the Devas and the Pitris. When he withdraws from all sacred fires in protest, the three worlds fall into disorder. Chyavana, descendant of Bhrigu, fathered a son upon Sukanya, the brilliantly radiant Pramati. Pramati in turn fathered a son named Ruru upon Kritachi, and Ruru would later father Shunaka upon Pramadvara. It is the story of Ruru, that young man of immense radiance, that I will now recount in full. Hear it without omission. In former times there lived a great sage named Sthūlakeśa, a man endowed with tapas and deep learning, steadfastly devoted to the welfare of all beings. At that same time, the king of the Gandharvas, known as Vishvavasu, had fathered a child upon the apsarā Menaka. When the time came, Menaka abandoned the infant near the hermitage of Sthūlakeśa, leaving her on the riverbank and departing. The girl she left behind glowed with a beauty that seemed born of the heavens themselves. The great sage Sthūlakeśa found her there, alone in that solitary place, with no kinsman near. Moved by compassion, he took the child in and raised her with care, and she grew up lovely and graceful within his hermitage. She surpassed all other women, endowed with every form of beauty and virtue, and so the sage gave her the name Pramadvara. When Ruru, righteous of soul and still young, came to see Pramadvara at the hermitage, his heart was wholly overcome by love for her. He had his friend speak to his father on his behalf, and Pramati, on hearing of it, went himself to the renowned Sthūlakeśa. Her father agreed to give the girl to Ruru, and a wedding date was set under the star presided over by the Deva Bhaga. A few days before the wedding was to take place, that lovely girl was out playing with her companions, when driven by fate toward her end, she failed to notice a serpent lying stretched across her path and stepped upon it. Roused by the force of time and death, the serpent drove its venom-smeared fangs deep into her body as she played on unaware. She fell to the ground at once, unconscious, her life gone from her. That form, which had been most beautiful to behold, now too painful to look upon. Yet stricken by the venom, she lay upon the earth as if in sleep. And somehow that slender girl seemed strangely lovelier than ever, her face still radiant as a lotus. Her father, and the ascetics present, saw her fallen, faintly stirring on the ground. The foremost among the Brahmins gathered there, moved by compassion, Svastya, Atreya, Mahajanu, Kushika, Shankhamekhala, Bharadvaja, Kunakutsa, Arshtishena, Gautama, and Pramati, together with his son, along with many other forest-dwelling sages. When they looked upon the girl, lying lifeless, struck down by the serpent's venom, they wept, overcome with grief. And Ruru, his heart torn beyond bearing, turned away and wandered off alone. This chapter matters because tracing the lineage from Chyavana through Pramati to Ruru, the chapter tells how the apsarā Menaka's abandoned daughter, Pramadvara, was raised by the sage Sthūlakeśa and became betrothed to Ruru. In the next chapter, the grief of Ruru and his vow, Ruru laments alone in the forest. A divine messenger appears with an offer to restore Pramadvara to life, and Ruru must decide whether to surrender half his own lifespan to bring her back. The journey continues in the next chapter.